At one point, Subway had more stores than McDonald's, and now they're closing stores every year. Subway went from serving $5 footlongs to serving lies.
Subway needs to go extinct. This is the worst of all the fast food places, in my opinion.
This is why I never eat Subway. First of all, the bread at Subway has been proven to be similar to eating cake.
This is what happens when a company cares about opening more stores than making food. Subway started in 1965 as a small sandwich shop in Connecticut, founded by Fred DeLuca and Peter Buck. The idea was simple: fast, fresh, and affordable sandwiches, and it exploded in the 2000s with the $5 footlong deal. I'm sure that if you, unless you're like extremely young, you remember the $5 footlong. But behind the success was chaos with the poor quality control and they focused on doing the franchise model, so like, how can you really control all that, right? So let's talk about the $5 footlong. I mean, obviously, with the inflation or whatever, like, that would probably not be possible for restaurants to do anymore. And apparently the $5 footlong actually got a lot of the franchisees owners to lose money. So while it was great for us, that promotion kind of like hurt the individual franchisees owners. People had kind of been expecting something affordable. In fact, I actually, through college, Subway had this thing called the sandwich of the day, right? So like on Monday, I don't remember exactly, obviously they would change it around, but let's say on Monday it was turkey, on Tuesday it was a tuna melt, and that particular sandwich would have like a really great deal. So Subway meant cheap, affordable sandwich that you could have at all time, little lunch. Subway was everywhere. It was in malls, in little corner stores, everywhere. It had a totality of like 40,000 stores. It had like 40,000 stores at its peak, which is like that's a lot of stores. Corporate also wanted more franchisees instead of trying to help the franchisees that were already in the program, right? They've also had a lot of scandals, like the whole Jared thing where their spokesperson was kind of like a creep. So let's talk about the Eat Fresh thing, right? First of all, their bread has so much sugar in it that it could actually legally be considered cake. I don't know if that was a meme, but I did read that one time. But I know that like if you bite into the bread, it is particularly sweet. Like it's not even considered bread. My issue with Subway these days is that now they've increased the prices just like every other restaurant, right? So Subway was great when it was like a cheap lunch and you had like the sandwich of the day, or maybe you'd have some chips included, etc. But when you go to Subway lately, all of the vegetables look like they've been sitting there for eternity, and they look really gross. Like they look like Walmart quality vegetables. And then the bread is stale, and the ham that they use and just the meats, like they just look like the lowest quality, like the kind of ham that's like in the little Tupperware where it's like kind of gross. And they make you the sandwich, and not only do the ingredients, like you're looking at them like, ooh, they also skimp. Like the last time I went to Subway, they gave me like the tiniest little sliver of ham, and you have to ask for extra meat to get like as much meat as you used to get in the past just naturally by ordering the sandwich or whatever menu item you were ordering. They used to load you up, like you'd get out of Subway and you'd have a little thick boy. So yeah, like it wasn't the best quality stuff or whatever, but it was at least filling and cheap. So Jared was like their spokesperson, and he did a bunch of weird stuff, right? So that kind of hurt their image as well. And the franchisees owners are not happy. They were not happy with their franchise and dealing with Subway and a bunch of unfair treatment. And by the 2020s, Subway was closing tons of stores. And I mean, the pandemic happened, so you could say, well, lots of people were closing stores and lots of brands were having difficulty. And then, well, yes, that's true. Subway in particular was closing thousands of stores every year. Gen Z has also they don't really mess with Subway. I also just think that better stores started popping up. Like now you have so many better sandwich stores. Like you have Potbelly, Jersey Mike's, even like I guess even there's Jimmy John's, which I don't love Jimmy John's, but at least they're pretty affordable. So, how are you going to feed people slop if these other sandwich shops have better food? Like when you go to Jersey Mike's, they're like fresh slicing the hams and the turkey and whatever, and then they toast things, and like the bread is just much better, and the ingredients just feel fresher. It feels like when you go to Subway, you are getting like the most stale, like kind of like the veggies are a little rotten, and you're getting the lowest quality meat. Like they went to their distributors and they were like, let's get the lowest quality of everything, but let's call it Eat Fresh. I'm an avid consumer of food. I think all people are, right? But I would say that I eat out a good bit, and I never crave Subway anymore because it's not cheap, and I just think that like in order for you to get enough meat at Subway for me to like feel full, right? Like I would have to ask for double meat. And at that point, I might as well go to Jersey Mike's and get a fresh, or at least a fresher feeling sandwich for basically the same price. I just don't think that there's much of a value proposition in Subway anymore. I mean, like everything kind of sucks now, but like, but Subway in particular, I do not want to visit. In fact, last time I went, another thing is I ordered online because they have like these online deals, and companies have admitted to doing this. If you order online, like through their app, the employees skimp even more. Like they didn't put mayonnaise in my sandwich, even though I asked for it. And again, like they give you the, like you're like, let me get ham. They go like,
Wait.
I just, like a lot of these brands, I think that it gets to the point where they're just making so many sales and putting so many stores that they just kind of like get greedy. Like I think it all boils down to they get greedy. But eventually people will just stop going, and then they'll have to run deals, or they'll have to fix their image and their ingredients. So we'll see, maybe Subway will improve, but I definitely think that it's significantly worse than it is. And it sucks because like I said, in college, I would eat Subway so much. I would eat Subway a lot, especially when they had that deal where you could just go and like get a sandwich every time. Like it was, they would even have it like in a little bulletin board, like they'd have the sandwich of the day. And I also don't care how much they try to rebrand. Like they tried to do like this whole like NFL menu, and they were like the buffalo chicken sandwich, blah 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 blah, but it's like it's still nasty. Like the ingredients just don't taste that good. Like they just taste like again like low quality frozen ingredients. And yeah, I don't know, it's just the crux of these videos where I'm analyzing these restaurants and stuff and how much worse they've gotten since the pandemic. Like the crux of it is that like everything kind of sucks now. And I get it, the restaurants can't, like they have to raise their prices in order to get better ingredients, but then if you raise the prices, then the people don't want to go anymore, and everything is going up in price. Rent, inflation is still happening. Like we're still just seeing inflation, and if the groceries are expensive for us when we go to the store, then like imagine these restaurants. So I somewhat sympathize with it, but at the same time, like, you know, I guess we'll see what happens. Maybe there'll be some new kid on the block that is just better and healthier. I mean, that's Jersey Mike's right now, but I'm sure again, like it'll go full circle. Like Jersey Mike's at some point they'll get too confident and they'll like get too big and they'll suck, and then there'll be a new kid on the block. So I don't know, maybe it's inevitable that like the brand will just eventually suck. I guess McDonald's is like the only one I can think of that has like remained pretty consistent. I mean, they don't tend to make big changes, so I mean they have gotten expensive, but they don't make huge changes as far as I can tell. So maybe McDonald's is the most consistent one. Who knows? But yeah, let me know what you think, and do you guys still mess with Subway?